Wonder Woman is the most famous and most iconic female heroine of all time. This is no dispute here. Screw your Dorothys, your Princess Leias, your Sarah Connors, your Annie Halls, or your Ellen Ripleys of the world, or any female character that for some reason women admire who are just slaves to their men. Now, there are lots of great heroines out there, but few are more historic, and none more famous or more iconic than Wonder Woman. This is surely not up to debate. Aside of Batman and Superman, Wonder Woman is easily the most famous and most beloved DC superhero, and she is part of that trinity. And famous and beloved by both men and women alike. And without a doubt, the most famous female character in the history of comic books, bar none. So what makes Wonder Woman so awesome? Why does she deserve this spot in the holy trinity of comic books? First of all, she's got 70 years of history going for her, and one of the first major players in the DC world, one of the first female characters, not the first, but one of the first. But if this was 70 years ago, if your character was just starting out, you're still one of the first because there was plenty to come afterwards. So, like I said in my Flash video, Wonder Woman is the heart of the DC universe. She is the representation of love. Although she is a warrior, Wonder Woman is kind. Although this is sometimes, not portrayed in this way because she is an Amazoness and she is a leader of an army and will go to war when it calls for it. But Wonder Woman loves everyone. She is the protector of humanity. She was sent from Themyscira to protect humanity. And everyone likes Wonder Woman. You'd be hard pressed to say this about any other character, but everyone likes Wonder Woman, even Batman. And she loves everyone. She is devoted to her cause, to her comrades, and to humanity, and will do anything to protect them. She is compassionate and she is caring, and everyone knows this and reflects this with the respect towards Diana. And to fight off all of the JLA level threats that she has to on a regular basis, I would say that her average enemy is stronger and more formidable than pretty much any other hero out there, even Superman. And she's got a lot of power to, back this up, with many Olympian gods granting her abilities from her birth. Superhuman strength and durability granted by Demeter, the goddess of Earth. Flight, superhuman speed, and reflexes granted by Hermes. She is one of the fastest superheroes out there. If you discount all the speedsters and Superman to some extent, she's the fastest out there. She can, according to Flash, easily keep up with him at regular cruising speed. And Superman is a tiny bit faster, but outside of them, she's one of the fastest. Her reflexes are unmatched. Batman once noted that her reflexes are superior to that of Superman, or any other metahuman for that matter. Even past, say, Deathstroke. And, this has been exemplified by her ability to, react to a barrage of gunfire from multiple opponents, being unharmed. And her agility is far beyond, most other metahumans out there. Superhuman stamina, healing factor, all of the, the gimmies out there. She's also granted other powers that are not, physical abilities, like the empathy granted by Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Grants her increased insight. For example, she can detect others' emotions and is fully immune to illusions or, control over her mental faculties, which, Superman is vulnerable to. She is not. And she also is unaware of illusions that, say, like Dr. Psycho is trying to project upon her. She's just completely immune to that shit. She also has animal empathy, which many people don't know, granted by Artemis, goddess of the hunt. She can communicate with all forms of animal and can even command them at times to, sometimes distract her foes, as she's done in the past. Enhanced senses and enhanced vision, smell, hearing, once again, granted by Artemis. multilingual. She's a master tactician and strategist. She's the leader of the Themyscirans. You know, Hippolyta is the queen of the Amazons, but when things get rough, you see the princess leading the charge the whole time, and she is a diplomat. She's got that invisible jet, which, you know, you don't see too often, but still there. She's an expert archer, swordsman. She's got the lasso of truth, which is unbreakable and comes in handy very many a times. It also grants her unlimited like mind control and memory erasure abilities once ensnared in the lasso of truth. And it played a very vital role in Wonder Woman and DC history. In Infinite Crisis, when Superman was being controlled by Maxwell Lord after almost beating Batman to death in just a matter of seconds, and after Wonder Woman having fought him off a number of times, she ensnares Maxwell Lord in the lasso of truth and asks him how Superman could be relinquished of his control, and he simply says, truthfully, "You're gonna have to kill me." So Wonder Woman does what needs to be done. She does what Superman and Batman are unwilling and incapable of doing. She snaps his neck and kills him. Wonder Woman does what needs to be done, and I admire her for that. She is part of that trinity. She's the only one who does what needs to be done, no matter how dark and ugly that might be. She does what's best for mankind and all of humanity, metahumans and normal humans alike. She does what needs to be done. And I think this sets her apart, and it's one of the reasons why I like Wonder Woman so much, is because of the lengths that she's willing to go that other metahumans are not. And she's been very misrepresented in the media today. She hasn't had a live action incarnation in a number of decades. She hasn't been given a lot of great storylines, but there's no reason that the 70 plus years of storylines, that not one of them cannot be translated to the big screen or to the small screen. There's plenty out there. Sure, she doesn't have the greatest villains. I mean, she has a few, like I said with, you know, Aquaman. Not the greatest ones, but she's got a few of them, and they're pretty good. Cersei, Hades, Ares, Cheetah, Dr. Psycho, and so on. But there's 70 years of storylines there. One of them has to be great, and there's a lot of really good ones out there. And unfortunately, you know, the right team hasn't come up with the right formula to give us an iteration of Wonder Woman that can be deemed suitable for general audiences. You know, ever since the TV show from many years ago. So hopefully she will get her due, and sometime in the future. She is getting part of this whole Batman versus Superman thing, and most likely a JLA after that, and probably her own movie afterwards if those first two steps pay off in the long run. And she will get her due because she is deserving more so than most heroes, and by herself, a great character, a great mythos. And some people say it's too complicated. It's like, come on, more complicated than Thor? She's a great character. She's got the storyline, the Amazonians, Themyscira, the Greek gods. You have so much there that something has to be able to translate well. And hopefully she'll be represented more in the future than she is in her present day. And this is not a femininity issue that so many people want to make it out to be, that we need Wonder Woman because she's a woman, and just because she's a woman, we haven't had a woman superhero movie yet, and da-da-da-da-da. I don't care that she's a woman. Yeah, it's central to her character, but I care that she's a character that is so great that has been misrepresented for far too long, and that she's paid her dues, and so many other heroes have come and gone with, you know, various amounts of success and failures, where she hasn't ever given much of a shot. Like I said, because, you know, the creative minds behind such projects just haven't given the right amount of effort to make it work. So hopefully this injustice, get it, injustice, will be corrected sometime in the near future. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a comment below on anything that I mentioned or future heroes that you would like me to cover. Stay tuned for next week where I go over another misrepresented hero who's been there from the beginning of the Justice League, Martian Manhunter.